Relation between a class, an object, and a reference. Class is a template using which objects are created, and object is an instance of a class. Using a cookie cutter, we can get cookie from Dove. Similarly, using a class, we can get an object from memory space. To access an object, we need to know exactly where that object resides in memory. Or we need to know the address of an object which is stored in reference variable. Using address of an object, we can call methods or access fields of object. For example, there is an object TV. Remote 1 is like the reference variable 1 of that object TV. Also, there can be remote 2 of the TV just like a reference variable 2 of the same object. Reference variable 1 is not associated with object. Just like remote 1 and remote 2 are mutually interchangeable, reference variable 1 and reference variable 2 are also mutually interchangeable. If battery of remote 1 dies, the TV won't die. Similarly, if reference variable 1 is lost, object is still there. Just like remote 1 can point to TV 2 and remote 2 can point to TV 1, similarly reference variable 1 can point to object 2 and reference variable 2 can point to object 1. Reference variable name is used to invoke methods on Object Explorer. Program's memory is a long array of bytes. The variable name contains 2222. It doesn't contain Explorer. It is same as int name 1 equal to 2222. And the location of last byte of the array is like n 4 times n. But the difference between the reference variable and primitive variable is that if we print the primitive variable, it will print the int value, like if it is an int primitive variable. Whereas in case of reference variable, it will print the like the string will print explorer. So in case of the primitive variable, it will use the value contained in the variable as it is. Whereas in case of reference variable, it will use the value contained in the variable and go to that memory location and do whatever you want to do with the object present at that location. So it is like the primitive variable is actual money in hand, whereas reference variable is like a bank locker with an address of the location which has the money. Cannot make reference variable point to a memory location directly. Like we can make int a equal to 1140 string, but we cannot make string s is equal to 1140 in order to point it to directly to the memory location. That is not possible. No, and there is no way in Java to see and manipulate the exact value contained in a reference variable. We cannot mess with the memory at all. So primitive variable cannot be null, whereas if a reference variable points to null, the address or the variable will contain 0 or minus